Hi guys, this is Jay with Cars with Jay. There's a car for any situation, and the other day I had a friend ask me what's the best car to get their college students, and I decided to make this video. It's about new cars for your college students, a parent's guide. Stick around. So when my pal came to me and asked, hey, where should I start? First thing he did do, and I urge all parents to do this, is sort of ask your kids what they would want. And I think the answers are usually pretty obvious, but sometimes you get some conservative kids out there. They'll pick a Camry or something like a Civic, or just something that's sort of cheap and affordable, and that still kind of does the job. Others might pick something that's a little more flashy or a little more stylish. So, your boys might come back with the Ford Mustang, something sporty and fun. Girls may come back, or boys may come back with something more stylish and fun, like the Mini Cooper convertible. And that's actually what happened. My pal asked his kids, and these were actually sort of the responses that he was getting back. And then I asked, hey, ask yourself what you want, right? What is it that you as a parent need out of this car? And it really came down to this one statement, which is get your student through school and into the real world with as little risk as possible. And what you need is a car that's like the M1 Abrams tank for the road, right? And so we kind of sat down and I kind of laid down the primary criteria for him. And I think when you think about a tank, right, it can go anywhere, it can do anything. And so that kind of hints at getting an all-wheel drive car. His kids, they're just everyday drivers. They use the car to go point A to point B, but we're going to go to school in the East Coast. So, in the East Coast, you can experience all kinds of weather conditions, and an all-wheel drive sort of provides the most grip given that situation. Okay. The next thing was, we knew they needed cargo capacity and really just more mass. It's you want to have that feeling again, the tank-like feeling, and so we decided it had to be SUV. Okay. The next thing is we had to be really safe, and I told him, look, if you're going to go safe, a lot of cars are really well built nowadays. They're super safe. Let's just go to the top. Let's get the absolute highest rated safety pick out there. And so we went with the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus, with the little plus at the end there. And the plus is there because cars with this new technology called forward collision detection, this new technology is helping sort of prevent folks who might get distracted or there's a emergency braking that's happening in front of them and they're not responding or reacting in time. So the car will make noises, it'll do an audible alarm, and it'll actually even brake for you. And so these sort of systems not only help a lot for just normal drivers, but especially your students who, they have a lot of things going on in their minds. They've got school, friends, they're texting, right? Even though you say don't do it, clearly a lot of people still do it. So forward collision detection is one of the big criteria here for something to pick. And finally, lucky kids, they have a budget of 25 to 30,000. I did not have that in my youth, but these kids did. So let's just go ahead and stick with that. And it does kind of turn out, sadly, that if you wanted all of these capabilities, you're sort of in that price range anyway. So let's talk about the cars that are in the segment. The first is the Mitsubishi Outlander. This is actually an interesting car for Mitsubishi, SUV for them, in that it's sort of the vehicle that's sort of going to turn around the brand. So they put a lot of engineering effort into it. I was able to build it with the forward collision system. And just a note, all of these numbers you see here I'm going to tell you the exact trim I had to pick and the package in order to get that forward collision system and get the car in the configuration that has that IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. So I picked for the Mitsubishi Outlander the SEL SAWC, which is like the all-wheel drive system with the safety package, and that came out to $30,000. So that was like right at the limit, the high-end limit for us. The next in the crew was the Honda CR-V. I think everybody kind of knows what a CR-V is. They're sort of known for the refinement, the quality, right? So, you know, CR-V has been a big model for Honda and it sells a lot. So, you know, they kind of can charge a little bit more for it. And that forward collision system, that forward collision detection system only came in the Touring all-wheel drive trim. That's like the highest trim. And when I tried to price it out, it was $33,000. So we're already $3,000 over the budget. Maybe it's possible to get a deal, get it back down under 30. But just as configured, without any options, it's $33,000. So it's definitely the highest in the bunch. However, it also has the least depreciation. So that's something to consider as well. Next two on the list, the Mazda CX-5. This one is, I think it was released maybe a couple of years ago, and it's actually been a really good seller for Mazda. The new design language they've been using just gives it a way better look. I mean, for a SUV, it almost looks sports car-like, which is really amazing. So in terms of styling, it's the most pleasant on the eyes for sure. And I was able to get the forward collision system in the Touring all-wheel drive trim. I had to add the tech package and moonroof package to it, and that also came out to about $30,000 before other options. So that was like also at the limit, but also met all the criteria that I mentioned before. And the last car in the segment is the Subaru Forester, and I was able to get it with the front collision detection system, which is called EyeSight, in the 2.5i premium trim. I had to add in the all-weather package as well. And altogether I was able to build it for $28K. And Subaru is sort of a interesting brand because they actually have some real off-road capabilities. You can see in the picture, they're confident enough to even take the picture of the car, you know, just sliding around in the snow. So, you know, it does have that track record of being a true all-season car. And so with everything put together, you know, I ended up picking the Subaru Forester as the vehicle of choice for my friend. It has the highest IIHS safety rating. If you go to the IIHS website, you'll see that it's not just a top safety pick plus, but the actual rating numbers are really high because of their forward collision system. It also has the most advanced all-wheel drive system. If you know about its history in rally, the car you know, kind of has some of that DNA. And finally, it was the most affordable in the segment. I got it in at $28K before options, and it ended up being the choice that my friend made. So thanks for watching this video. There's really a car for any situation. So tell me what your situation is in the comments below or at Cars with Jay. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time.